After 4 years on the road, there is nothing better than being surprised by a new campground. We booked a last-minute reservation at Fred Gannon State Park, a place we knew nothing about, but knew it was along our route, and it has quickly become one of our favorite parks in Florida. From the private and level sites to the immediate ocean access, this park checks all of our boxes. So today we are exploring the trail system and seeing this place from the water, making some new friends along the way. Welcome to Living Large Camping. We are going to start today with a couple of the trails that are located on Fred Gannon State Park grounds. We can do at least 2.5 miles worth of trails. There's a pond just on the other side of the campground here that we can start with. And I think it's just a good way to see some of this area. Amelia looked it up and said that it's a 360-acre park, which is pretty big. It was incredibly quiet last night, very dark. These spots are really shaded and lots of trees and everything, so it's a very nice sleep. And I'm excited to see what this park has to offer because the views out of the campground windows are pretty great. So if that's going to be what the trail is, I'm excited for it. You want to go on a walk? It's going to be fast, isn't it? Probably not.
Well, good morning. It is 64 out and sunny, which I think is the perfect weather to go for a little walk. I couldn't find much in the area for other hikes, so like Connor said, we're just going to explore the state park and check out everything it has to offer. Maybe we'll see some gators. Who knows?
The trailhead is actually just off of the campground here. Just a few steps away is this pond covered in lily pads. There's a huge beaver dam that goes across right here. And I'm pretty sure the trail kind of wraps the pond, so I'm excited for this. It's pretty. One thing that's nice about this campground, and pretty typical for all Florida campgrounds, is the hosts are very proud of what they do. The restrooms were cleaned by 9:30 a.m. this morning. All the sites are pretty much cleaned and leveled the second you leave. They definitely take pride in what they do here, and it shows because all of these campgrounds are so nice. One thing that we love about this area, the western part of Florida, is it just doesn't seem like you're in like a Florida big city. It's not all palm trees. There's huge pines and live oaks and just a pretty vast variety of greenery here. I know it's only a matter of time until we see a gator. There's signs everywhere, so we've got our eyes peeled. Amelia has a kind of gator radar. She does have a gator radar. She was born with it. Part of being from Florida, I don't think you get to leave the hospital without having one installed, so see how fast she can find one. This trail is great and I'm very happy to be on it, but at the end of the day, I'm just glad to not be driving right now. The fifth wheel itself pulls great. It is night and day different than the trailer. It doesn't move at all. It's very secure connected to the truck, but for some reason travel days just seem so much longer with it. 3.5 hour day ends up being like a 5-hour day because we only drive 65 miles an hour, so we just really can't cover all that much ground very fast, which it was probably time to slow things down a little bit, but 3 days of 5 hours going 65 miles an hour definitely adds up. So to be stationary today, even if we go into town a little bit later, it's just the truck. So I'm excited to just be here for a week. That's one of the things we've continued to work on, is staying places longer and doing our best to not be spending our whole entire year in the car. And so far, we're doing a pretty good job of that. Most importantly though, it just feels so good to be back in our home. We've stayed in the camper the last couple nights. We didn't have the slide out, and it's just crazy how much having the slide out makes a difference. We are sold on the whole slide situation. It's just such a homey feeling, and having that extra space is really nice. But yeah, we love being back in the camper. We made a wrong turn and it was leading us back towards the highway, so we're gonna backtrack a little bit. It's supposed to do a big loop over here. I see the trail we missed.
I don't know what that stuff is, but when I was looking up photos for this trail, I was like, oh, snow on the ground because of that huge freeze that came about, what, 2 weeks ago? I thought maybe this area got hit because I know Tampa got some snow and we're further north than that, so it probably got some. But it's actually just this moss looking stuff, but it looks like coral. I don't know what it is. If any of you guys know, let us know. But it's really pretty.
That's where it looks like snow. Whenever it's in the trees like this, It's very weird to look at.
Squishy.
Curiosity get the better of you?
Always. I'm a big texture person, so I always want to touch things, so yeah, feels exactly like you would think moss would feel.
There have been multiple instances where Amelia cannot help herself but touch something, and it either stabs her or pricks her, and it's always like 3 miles into a hike where who knows what she's allergic to, and one of these days it's gonna be some fun figuring out what it is, but I guess nothing too bad has happened yet, so might as well keep doing it, right?
No, I think the worst one was when we were in Big Bend and I touched like the edge of a flower, but I guess it had little pointy needles and my finger burned the whole rest of the hike. Yeah, that was probably where I learned like my major lesson not to touch like things like that, but I feel like moss is harmless.
Spongy coral moss is safe to touch. Amelia approved. Amelia was looking up some stuff to do in and around this area, and it seems like a popular thing right now is cities building artificial reefs, and when they put the reefs in the water, they actually design like a silhouette of something. There's like a picture. Yeah, one of them is a seahorse, one's a dolphin, and one's a fish. So you can only see it from overhead, but I'm assuming the artificial reefs are just for fish habitat because they need places to lay their eggs and have little babies, but it also gives people something to go and snorkel around. We did pick up some snorkels because we've been wanting them for a while, and we figured at some point in time we're going to be diving off of the front of the boat to go look around in the water, so we might as well have them with us. Bark seems to be doing pretty good on this walk. About a week ago he did go in and get a teeth cleaning, and they pulled one tooth, and then the following day he got some like really bad allergies and was wheezing like crazy. He does it usually about once a year, but this was pretty intense, so we've been taking it very easy with him over this past week. Easy to do whenever you're driving in the car all day, but now that we're here, we're slowly getting him back into some walks, and he's doing pretty good. It's been slow, but he's just sniffing, taking his time. I was laughing with the vet because I was like, wait, he's running out of teeth. He's probably had 6 or 7 pulled in the last 5 years. And the vet was like, oh no, there was a dog that came in a previous week that had 22 teeth pulled. So suddenly that means Bark is doing great. I think they have like 40 to begin with. So if it's only one every year, we'll take that.
When I was looking up things to do in this park, it did tell us that it was a previous World War II gunnery and bombing range. So I don't know if they have stuff lying around or if they cleaned it up before they made it a state park, but I do find that a very interesting piece of history. I'm glad they changed it from that into a state park because it has so many beautiful trails like this one we get to walk, and the water view that we also get for the ocean isn't too bad either. We just turned onto the rocky Bayou trail, which is right next to the pond, but also connects kind of right next to the trail that we just did. That was 1.2 mile loop. And we are only a couple feet in, and there is a sign saying that there is a practice bomb remnants over here to the left. And I was just saying to you guys, I wonder if they have anything in the park that they kept or they cleaned it up, but it's pretty cool. Let's go check it out. That's pretty cool.
Nice little concrete replica here. I don't know if they ever set them off or if they just use this place as like target practice, dropping them from planes, but those are pretty big. But it's not real.
Just a little side detour to check out the ocean. Maybe some dolphin.
We're in the ocean. We've been talking about the ocean for so long. It's been a lot of lakes recently, but we haven't seen the ocean in a long time.
Which is so funny because looking at this, I know it's like an inland bay and the ocean's a little bit further that way, but this looks like a lake to me. I feel like growing up being near Lake Michigan and always exploring that kind of a lake, I did grow up on the ocean too in Florida, but I prefer lakes, so I think when I look at a body of water, I treat it like it is a lake. They're pretty similar in a lot of ways. Just minus the salt. Well, those 2 trails were great. It was gorgeous, a nice sunny and 65 degrees, which we have been begging for, honestly. We were just gonna finish the campground loop with Barkley, head back, and probably make some lunch. I know we are itching to get back on the boat. I don't know if we'll do that this afternoon or tonight or both. So we'll see.
Amelia and I are gonna finish the campground loop, but I think somebody's had enough of the walking today, so he gets a little carry. It's just part of it. Got a nice little lunch in the camper. Oh, our neighbors have a 4-wheel camper. Love those days. I'm curious now because here's the boat outboard, and down here is supposed to be like a freshwater rinse that'll send fresh water through the outboard. That way the salt water doesn't corrode anything on the inside. And I can't find the part number for this anywhere. I've called a couple Yamaha dealerships and marine techs here to see if they have anything, and I'm waiting to hear back from one of them. But I think worst case, if we can't find something direct, I might be able to use just like a garden hose adapter. Go walk around an Ace for a minute and see what we can find. But I'm gonna try to get that little wash cover off and see what we're working with here, because it'd be really nice to be able to just run some water through the engine after using the salt water. Okay, I got the drain plug screw out, and it's just this little bitty hole. So I think all you have to do is push water hard enough through there that it comes out of the tail. We're gonna see if we can find an adapter for this, and if not, we're just gonna go walk around a hardware store and see what we can hopefully make work. Now that we're here, I figure we might as well fully unwinterize the camper, and the last piece of that puzzle is to get the water heater back going. I'm gonna put the anode rod in, then I have to take off the little cover hatch and open the valve so it'll fill up. But now we get hot water after a long stint without it. There we go. That'll slowly fill up, and now we've got hot water. Feels like a home again. I called a couple of the marine dealers around here that service Yamahas. One lady is looking to see how quick she can get this part in for us, and she thinks she found a part number. We'll see. If not, we're gonna figure something out, but it's fine for now, especially because we're gonna be using it a lot, but I don't want it to sit for days with salt water inside of it, so hopefully we can get it rinsed at some point. If not, we'll just find a bigger bucket and dump the whole thing in it, because that's about all I can think of at this point. Since our spot is pretty shaded and the sun feels great out, we're gonna go spend the afternoon on the boat. We have books here. There's a couple waterfront restaurants we can pull to if we need, but we figured we might as well chase the sunshine, and that's gonna be out on the water. Just got on the boat, and we were chatting with a volunteer here. His name is Ken, and he said there's a freshwater spring at the end of this little pond here, so we're gonna cruise over there. We didn't see any of that part yesterday, and then just enjoy being out on the water. It's sunny and 65 degrees. The water temp's about 60. I have my suit on, so if it gets warm, I will be jumping in. But if not, it's just nice to be out here.
Oh. See right there, there he is!
What?
That's a Ah! Well, that was extremely cool. We were obviously extremely hopeful to see Dolphin again, and we were just talking to the same volunteer, Ken, and he was like, oh yeah, there's a ton of dolphin always here. And I was like, oh yeah, we saw them, but you know, not thinking that's a common thing, but we just got to see them again. One came right under our boat, just kind of swam with us, and then came out right in front of us, and that was so cool. So we're probably just gonna keep continuing on, let them do their thing. Are we checking out that spring over here?
Yeah, we're gonna go to that corner.
Great. And maybe we'll see some more dolphin on the way. That was so cool. So cool.
Exactly what we were wanting. All right, onward. We were looking for the spring, and we did almost run aground in the sand. Thankfully the draft's like 6 inches on this boat. I don't know how these big boats right here get in. It is not very deep over here.
No, it is not.
There's somebody beached over here, and they may be like on a little trail walk. That'd be kind of cool to go do. Some point in time, we do want to go camping on this boat and park it and go camp for the night. So if you have any suggestions on where we should do that, leave those down in the comments below. We're playing a little game of copycat here. A boat just left this spot. They pulled up and beached, and we're kind of walking around, and we thought, well, that looks interesting. So we did the same thing. Let's go check this place out.
Ooh, not too cold. Oops.
Beached.
Beached. You know what? That feels actually amazing. Just stepping off the boat barefoot and walking on sand.
The one downside to having this boat with us all the time is it sure makes us talk about buying a boat a whole lot. And
Ooh, should I have shoes on?
yeah, it's a little, I don't know, it's just like pine needles. We've discussed it. It'd be really cool to have a boat that we could put on a trailer and use it like a camper around the country, take it to the West Coast and everything. We have some models in mind, but older ones are cheap, newer ones are expensive. Where do you find the happy medium? They haven't led us astray yet, because there is a little bit of a trail here. We couldn't ever make it back to the spring that the gentleman told us about, mostly because we almost ran aground in the sandbar. Maybe this little trail leads to it. That'd be kind of cool. There is a road that you can take back over here, and yeah, see some water. I don't know if it looks spring-like, but we're gonna go check it out. Oh, what'd you say, Florida?
I was saying, oh my gosh, there's a bunch of little minnows in here. And then I looked down and I said, well, people have been here because there are a bunch of banana peppers. Must have been a pub sub. I don't know what else it would be because people love putting them on their Publix subs.
I'm from Texas. We didn't have Publix there, and so a pub sub was a new concept for me once Amelia and I met. And they're good, don't get me wrong, but that's the first thing she said is, oh, minnows. And people have been here because of the pub sub banana peppers. Like, how much more Florida do you get? Just,
you're welcome.
You just may never get it out of you.
Probably not. It's just like your first instinct.
We're gonna head back to the boat, watch the sunset on the water, but we figured this is a good place to tell you guys goodbye, and we're so excited that we're here in Florida together.
I hope you guys enjoyed seeing dolphins with us, getting to Florida, boating, seeing a new state park. I don't know if you guys have been here before. If you have, let us know, and let us know maybe your favorite site, because I think we're gonna be back next year.
Hopefully the engine issues with the truck and the cooling system are fixed, or will be fixed soon, and the tire on the trailer is fine. But it was an interesting start to life on the road again. Yep. So it's one of those things, you think you're good at camping, it'll always throw something at you. We'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you have a large day.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you next week.
Whoa! Hey, buddy.